Are you in the market for a new bow? Most of the time when people start looking for new bows, they immediately think about the big four. In this video, we're going to introduce you to another option coming up. Hey everybody, Michael Batiste from the Elk Calling Academy, and this is where we give you your blueprint for success in the elk woods. On this channel, we do elk call reviews, gear reviews, elk calling lessons, tips, and tutorials just like this one. All right, guys, today I am joined by Shane Mowery from Maniacs and Afterlife Taxidermy and Archery Shop. So, Shane, thanks for joining me today.
You betcha.
Okay, bows. For so long, there was really the big two, and then it turned into the big three, and now the big four. But there's some other options out there, and today we want to introduce and talk about Obsession bows.
Absolutely.
So tell us a little backstory about Obsession.
It's about 6 years out on the market now for these guys. Kevin Stroller is probably one of the, what I consider, one of the most educated binary cam designer out there. So, it's got a solid back wall, virtually no valley, something that I personally like, a lot of guys like in the industry. 3.7, 3.9 pounds, it's easy for packing. It's just a great success, as far as that, even though they're relatively new in the industry. They're hitting strong on their marketing, and as far as being out in the West, I think it's a lot for them to really conquer. But as far as if we talked about this earlier about the whitetail side of things, my opinion, I think a lot of other people's opinions, they're getting burned out on it. So why not capture something else? And I think that's why they're here.
Out west for so long, it was longer axle-to-axle bows.
Yeah.
But it seems like the trend nowadays is going to, shorter axle-to-axle. But in the past, with those shorter axle-to-axles, you got a bow that was pretty tippy.
Right.
And it just didn't really hold
right.
that well. But with advancements in technology and this and that, everything's kind of changed. So, most bows, they're either designed for speed,
right,
or they're designed for shootability. What kind of classification would you say the Obsession kind of falls in?
The hunter is what I would like to classify these guys in. The 7-inch brace height I think is optimal. And this is, everybody shoots a bow different.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody holds them different. The 6, as far as the brace height on that, I'd be better throwing a slingshot. You know what I mean? But as far as the 7-inch brace height, and like you go back to take for instance the K34. I've always shot a longer axle to axle.
Mm-hmm.
The Fixation, it's right around 32, just a little over 32. I am feeling very confident in this bow. At first, I ordered in a K34 because I'm like, hey, I need an axle to axle that's above the 33 range.
Sure.
The forgiveness is there, so. I'm feeling very confident. I can't say that I've only put one kill on the books, this season, rain and the spring bear. So 26 yards, but it virtually took me time. I set it up. I was out to 60. I haven't got to shoot it anymore because I'm like, hey, it's good to 60. I'm hitting the clear water, and we're going to put some bear down. So I'm glad I didn't have to go out past 20 or 30, but it's that's my classification on it. You got those household names like you're saying,
right.
Top 4.
Right.
Who's got money? It's all it comes down to.
Exactly.
So, does the bow shoot? Michael came out, Derek came out, we put him in a bow, we put him up. They're slapping arrows,
nice.
20 yards. Michael's never shot a bow before.
And that's one thing I jumped online and looked at the specs a little bit. So,
sure.
Within the Fixation, so I noticed two different models.
Right.
So like you said, the 6-inch brace height or the 7-inch brace height.
Right.
And then you also have the standard or you have the XP.
Right.
Now, the XP is basically a designated set draw length.
Absolutely, fixed position. So if you're 27 and a half, then we're going to get you 27 and a half. So it's dead right on that. The module is I'd have to change out the whole cam for the fixed XP. So if we're going to go with a module, one thing I have to do is just swap out the module without taking the cam out. So it's a lot quicker for more versatility.
So
for the module.
what would you say the advantage of somebody going with the XP version is with that fixed draw?
I don't think there's ever going to be a what you would say an advantage. It's advantage for the tech or whoever's going to be setting the bow.
Right.
Or if he's planning on, hey, this is one season, that's the advantage of having the module, because it's going to be like, hey, I can sell this bow, contact, pro shop, whoever's having an obsession dealership and say, hey, you got any modules? I need a 29. This thing's a 27. That's the only advantage, versus swapping out a cam.
Right.
So.
And I noticed too, the XP, you did pick up a few more feet per second on the IBO rating.
A few more of those.
So, but it's not a huge dramatic difference.
No, I think it's only about 4.
Yeah. And actually, that's one thing I was kind of impressed with, this short axle with the IBO ratings, that this is pumping out.
Yeah. I'm shooting 306 out of mine.
And what's your setup?
29 and a half, 70 inch or 70.
70 inch. He's got a long draw. Really long draw.
Yeah. Well, it's actually 71 pounds. It's maxed out.
Right.
And I'm shooting the VAP 350s.
Okay.
100 green field points. So it's put me right around, I think, 420.
Okay.
For greens.
Okay.
Something like that, give or take.
And still shooting that 306.
306.
First impression when I was at your shop earlier today and just kind of picked up this bow, the handle on it.
Focus.
It is, best way to describe it, it's a nice comfortable handshake.
Yeah.
And it's it's duplicatable every single time just because of the way this handle and this shelf is kind of built. And that's one thing that I really kind of noticed, that it just really felt really well. Now, guys, I haven't shot this bow at all. All right, so here we are. We have the Fixation 7XP. It is set at 29.5 inch. So I haven't shot the Obsession at all. So let's see what we find. And I'm not going to put the camera on the target, because if I miss, I don't want you all to know about it. Okay. Okay, draw cycle is smooth throughout the whole thing. It doesn't build and all of a sudden plop open. It's just a steady load all the time. Solid back wall. Bow is holding really well at full draw. And on the shot there was absolutely no vibration in the front hand at all. So good news is I'm in the target. Elevation wise, we're good. So it sure doesn't feel like 71 pounds, that's for sure. So overall impression, really comfortable handle. Draw cycle, like I said, is steady pull all the way through. Really smooth on the draw cycle. Solid back wall in the hold. I didn't feel any creep whatsoever. And on the shot, it's absolutely dead quiet in the front hand. So definitely, guys, check out Obsession bows for yourself. So guys, there's another option, Obsession bows. So, the one thing that we really recommend is when you are in the market for a new bow, pick your price point and then shoot a bunch of the different manufacturers within that, because each one's a little bit different as far as draw cycle, how it holds, shootability, deadness in the hand. But definitely, guys, I would say get Obsession into that mix. Give it a shot. Now, as always, guys, I'm going to include some links down below. One will go to Obsession. The other, we're going to send you over to Carbon TV, where you guys can check out the Bone Maniacs crew. It's pretty easy to say, Bone Maniacs. So check out some of the stuff that they're doing. They're doing some really neat things nowadays. As always, guys, thanks for tuning in. We really appreciate your support. And as always, keep calling, keep practicing, but most importantly, have fun. We'll see you on the next video.